Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining us at Jackrabbit Illustrated tonight. We would like to mention that the following program contains the possibility of bad language, inappropriate comments, and hosts with the propensity to wander off topic. Those of us at Jackrabbit Illustrated would like to thank you for joining us and would like to thank our title sponsor, Kubota Dealers of South Dakota. With 9 dealerships across the great state of South Dakota, with all the equipment you may need for your home, acreage, or farming operation, there's always a Kubota dealer ready to provide you with the parts, service, and sales you need. Now, with that out of the way, let's get to what you came for.
Scared money don't make money, right?
That's right, folks. Scared Money Don't Make Money. The spin-off show from the B Team with Ben and Brendan making their picks against the spread just like old times, with the addition of Alex Kenkel and his computer model that is featured weekly on JackrabbitIllustrated.com. As usual, the B Team and all Jackrabbit Illustrated podcasts are live on the Jackrabbit Illustrated Facebook and Twitter pages, along with being live on the FCS Fans Nation YouTube channel. Also, if you don't catch us live, be sure to tune in on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, or any major podcast outlet in between.
Scared Money Don't Make Money is thrilled to have their show sponsor be Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill in downtown Brookings. With the best beer and food in town and more TVs than wall space, Cubby Sports Bar and Grill is your Jackrabbit headquarters to watch any game, home or away. The B Team is also thrilled to announce their segment sponsor, Blue Tide Car Wash of Brookings, Mitchell, Sioux Falls, and now Hartford, as well as all the other Get and Go locations in South Dakota.
Our second segment sponsor is Hadrick Ranch. For the best beef you've ever tasted, go to hadrickranch.com. They'll ship it to you. And lastly, thank you to our segment sponsor, Innovative Engineering Solutions. Contact them for all your HVAC, plumbing, fire protection, automated control systems, and energy conservation needs. I'm Batman. Or Dracula. Or both. I'm Bat Dracula Man.
Oh, you took us off.
Hey,
everybody. Yes, we can hear Alex. We were having issues beforehand, so that's
I
good.
had to go to my phone from my backup laptop, so this might be super scuffed, but we're gonna give her hell.
Actually, the camera looks way better, and the audio is markedly better because there is audio. So
There is audio.
Yeah, so we're 2 out of 2 better already. So that's great. But, thank you everybody for joining us again on Scared Money Don't Make Money. As always, it is Ben and Alex and myself. Shout out to our title sponsor, Kubota Dealers of South Dakota. We appreciate you guys being Jackrabbit Illustrated's title sponsors. And as always, we're on the Jackrabbit Illustrated Facebook and YouTube page, as well as the FFN YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us on a Friday. Obviously, Thanksgiving, first round of the playoffs edition of Scared Money Don't Make Money. As Kevin Marshall says, there is money to be made tomorrow. Looking at some of the lines, I think that's true. So looking forward to that. It's going to be a fun one to get into. But Alex, you're on the road joining us from Chicago, and Ben is at his homestead. So yeah, kind of,
as Mr. West would say.
Yeah, there you go. Right. So, anyways, also shout out to our show sponsor, Cubby Sports Bar and Grill, downtown Brookings. 30,000 TVs. They're the best place to hang out and catch Jacks in action. If you want to be at a Jackrabbit bar, they are the bar. They're the best sports bar in the state. Go down to Cubby Sports Bar and Grill, get yourself some Chislic, some nachos, some beer, and anything in between. Cubby's has got you covered. The number one Jackrabbit athletics viewing experience is at Cubby Sports Bar and Grill. So, fellas, how we feeling? Everybody had a good Thanksgiving? Everybody get fat on turkey and everything?
Yep.
Yeah, my green bean casserole is on point as always.
What a boy.
Currently sitting in my sister's bedroom, and my brother-in-law went like balls to the wall yesterday, and I mean just killed it. So I was very impressed by that.
You have a
Hell
sister?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You never
we
talked
met her.
about
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, he never does talk about her. It's true. That was the comment every time she was at every person who met her at tailgate.
Say, for those that didn't come to our tailgate for Mercyhurst this year, that was kind of the running joke, is everyone's like, oh, I knew you had a brother, we didn't have a sister, because both my siblings came out for the Mercyhurst game this year. So
yeah, That was funny.
Love it.
Well, my Thanksgiving didn't go as planned. Day before we left, Xena got hand, foot, mouth.
Sucks
yeah.
at that age.
Yeah, real nasty. She's had it once, got it a second time. This was real bad. With that combined with the weather, we decided not to make the trip to my mom's. So that sucks. I hated not being able to go out there and spend Thanksgiving with her, but we made do. We had a duck in the freezer. I pulled that out. We had duck instead of turkey and hung out as family and had Thanksgiving. But that means I will not be missing my first Jackrabbit game in years.
Oh,
I will be making it. I'm going to be very cleansed before I come up, and probably not be avoiding food and whatnot, so I don't give anybody else, in case I'm a hidden carrier. I don't want to pass that on to anybody, but I think we're pretty safe in the outdoors with a disease that's carried by saliva. It's one thing.
It's hard for adults to get it, but adults get it worse than kids if you do.
Right. And that was the thing with mom. It's like, all right, grandma's going to be around the baby. She's going to end up getting fingers stuck in her mouth at some point, and that's not good. We don't need that. But when it's me at a tailgate, it's a lot harder to transmit something from saliva between adults at a tailgate. So I think we'll be okay there. And when we're all bundled up in Carhartts, because it is going to be my favorite type of games, a snow game, and I can hardly wait. I'm so pumped.
It's going to be a blast. I mean, I hope that the snow is as light as it was tonight, because if it's like it was tonight, it'll be fine. They're still kind of forecasting a bunch of snow in the morning, so we'll see how that goes. But hopefully everybody can get to the game fine. And like you said, if it's a snow game, especially if it's snowing during the game, it's going to be an absolute blast. I mean, it's going to be a blast either way, but it'll be fun.
Yeah, it should be a blast. Funny thing is, I distinctly I remember the concept of the last New Hampshire game, and that was a snow game as well. And I remember it got out of hand, and Brendan might have brought in a 175 a crown to that game, and they had a really heavy punter. He was thick, and he got most of mine attention for the rest of the game. So it is funny that New Hampshire's coming out. We're gonna have another snow game. Feels like I need to sneak in another bottle of Crown, but I got to get myself home, and the wife will kill me if I come home all tooted from the game with a sick baby at home.
Yeah, that'll happen. All right, well, we better get into it. We got a bunch of games to pick. Like Zach said, it's time for the playoffs. It's also time to figure out who's going to Indiana State with Zach next year.
Yes, it is tight. It's anybody's game still. You're only up by 4 games?
We'll see. So let me recap the games here.
Brought to you by
the recap.
Oh yeah, the recap is brought to you by Blue Tide Car Wash, with locations in Mitchell, Hartford, Sioux Falls, and Brookings. 19 locations in Sioux Falls, ton of washes in the other places. There's a ton of options for you to get into Blue Tide Car Wash. Get yourself a monthly subscription. The thing I learned that is nice about having a monthly subscription with Blue Tide Car Wash is they'll warn you if your card's about to expire, so you get a hold of your bank and make them replace your card because they haven't got you one yet. So that was cool. But beyond that, Blue Tide Car Wash, it's going to be wintertime, going to have a lot of salt and everything on the cars. And we don't use salt in South Dakota, but you'll have road grime on there. You want to get that off, keep that car from rusting out on you. Having that monthly membership, man, it is worth its weight in gold. You can just swing through and get that cleaned off as many times as you want. It is terrific. It's really, I use it as much, if not more, in the winter almost. Blue Tide Car Wash is the place to go. Get your car, your ride nice and squeaky clean. Blue Tide Car Wash. Go big, go blue, go Blue Tide.
Love it. All right. I was just finishing up the lines for the game here, because I remember that I put these lines in on Tuesday because I knew I wasn't going to be able to be on, but I had to update them. But they're all updated now. But we will first recap last week's action. We had Murray State getting their first Missouri Valley Conference win. Congratulations!
Yeah, no, they beat Indiana State once. Their first
in 2 years.
Remember we went over that. I was wrong the first time earlier this year. about it. And then, but that mantra has been going around media in the Valley, even though it's not quite right.
Well, fine. Murray State winning 31-17 and covering easy against Indiana State. Then you had NDSU just stomping St. Thomas 62-7, covering easy. Youngstown State barely squeaking by UNI 35-32, not covering. And Southern Illinois whooped up on Illinois State 37-7. What do we make of that for Illinois State heading into the playoffs?
I think that was an Illinois State just.
I think it's a letdown game. You know, and I don't want to. They emptied the clip against us, but they emptied the clip against us, and they kind of didn't show up.
You just said you don't want to do it, and then you did exactly that.
That was the most. That was the most. With all due respect, directly into being disrespectful I've ever heard.
He's hilarious. Like, I know what I did. I know what I did.
Yeah,
I think we wouldn't dwell on it, but anyhow.
Sounds like the family wants a calendar here, Alex. JI calendar link.
He has access to it. He's literally sitting in the other room with my wife, who took the picture. So if he wants it that bad,
I love it.
Mason, we can hook you up.
We can.
We got you covered. Reach out to us. Have Beth get a hold of us. She knows.
All right. So, then we had Lehigh. Oh, you wanted to say something about Illinois State?
No. I think it was all set already.
Didn't. All right. We had Lehigh winning 42-32, but not covering by a half point. This one
brutal.
Yeah, that was interesting. UC Davis won 31-27 over Sac State, but did not cover. Sac State covered,
which surprised me. I really, the fact they didn't cover. I mean, not that the committee is looking at biggest spreads, right? But the fact it was a competitive game and they still gave them the 8 seed when they don't have a single ranked win is mind-boggling.
Yeah, I can't. I really don't like Davis getting the 8 seed. I just don't.
It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible.
It is awful.
That seems like the consensus around the country. But that one saved me, though, because I took Sac State and they covered by a point there. So that helped me a lot. Yale won 45-28 over Harvard and covered. Montana State won 31-28, but Montana covered. And then SDSU obviously won 34-31 in overtime and covered.
Whoa.
They were underdogs.
No. Hey, I picked Montana.
You picked Montana?
You have me down as Montana State. I know I picked Montana because I said I was going to hate myself for it.
Well, sometimes you have a tendency to ramble a bit, and then I'm a little confused by who you picked.
That's true. Yeah, I know the rant timer. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, I got it on my phone.
Brought to you by Men's Greenhouses.
Yes. But yeah, thank you for correcting that. So I went 5-4. Brandon went 5-4. Alex went 4-5. The model went 7-2.
Back one game behind in the Terre Haute standings.
There you go. So I'm 55-46. Brandon's 52-49, and Alex is 51-50. But there are a lot of games left, and anything can happen. Yes. With that, let's roll into JIAI. Brendan, who is our sponsor for that?
Your sponsor for JIAI is Hadrick's Ranch. If you want the best beef that money can buy, get to talk to Hadrick's Ranch. Go to hadricksranch.com. And they've got all sorts of different packages and everything else. Food for thought. We've got Christmas coming up here eventually. You're looking for some prime rib, like my mom always does. She's already talking about how she's been hunting for prime rib. I said, hey, how about some Hadrick's Ranch? So I'm going to be talking to Troy tomorrow about getting some rib roast. I believe it's just technically called rib roast. Everybody calls it prime rib because of the grade. So I'm going to be talking to Troy about getting some rib roast sent out to my mom. You could ask him
about too, because I'm going to make my grandpa's prime rib this year, I think. So
perfect. Yep. I think I'm going to get one for myself as well. And then my cousin also wants one sent out to Wisconsin. So I'll be talking to Troy. Troy, hopefully you're there tomorrow. If you're not, I will reach out to you.
I suppose I could text him too, but if you're going to talk to him about it tomorrow, I would appreciate you throwing that in there.
I'll let you know if he's not there. How about that? So
perfect.
We'll go there. Hadrick's Ranch, they do ship anywhere in the country, which is ideal with my mom being in Wisconsin. So that's where we will get that rib roast shipped to. So, Hadrick's Ranch, if you want to know that you have American beef, you want to have South Dakota raised beef, and you want the best beef, Hadrick's Ranch, certified Angus beef, ranch to table. Get yourself some Hadrick's Ranch beef shipped to you. Get yourself a whole steer if you want, or all the way down to something just as simple as a rib roast. So there we go.
Perfect. Speaking of Christmas, all Ariel wants for Christmas is Brendan in a deep V. Which I'm sure you bring that out every year. I'm sure she loves it.
I do. Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
But just got a couple of JIAIs here. First one.
Jack, just when you're having your most freshman-like game yet, you go and do something like this and totally redeem yourself.
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm talking about.
I don't mind the yellow helmets.
Yeah, they're not bad. Yeah, I mean, we actually texted that during the game that like he was having a terrible
Dumb and
half
Dumber,
and
yeah.
totally redeemed himself. But, all right, one more here, and then we'll get to the picks.
Chip in a chair. That's all I need. Oh, also, Chase Mason might be back.
Wait, are you serious?
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. There we have it. For those that couldn't see, it was NDSU, Montana State, Montana, and Tarleton all playing poker. Hey, Zach says at least nobody got shot this week.
Oh my God.
I kept all guns and shooting mentions out of GIA this week.
I'm in Chicago, so I get arrested if we even had it on the show.
All right, let's get into the picks. I ordered them from the biggest spread to the smallest spread, except for our game. Our game's last, obviously. So the biggest spread we have
Pick
is,
segment brought to you by Innovative Engineering.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we can read that now. Innovative Engineering, if you're planning commercial building, restaurant, or retail space in Sioux Falls or anywhere in the region, turn to Innovative Engineering Solutions. They specialize in mechanical engineering, design, HVAC, plumbing, all kinds of stuff. If you're building from the ground up or retrofitting, go to Innovative Engineering. Visit them at innovative-engr.com to learn more. Thank you, Innovative Engineering.
See, if you use words like Kevin does, like copulating, we can put that up. You got to be just a little more creative, have a better
That's true.
vocabulary.
I never did that, by the way. Let's just
No, but it seemed
those-
to accidentally
It was
happen
implied.
repeatedly. It was.
I'm not the pervert here. The AI is the pervert. I didn't put
beg to
anything
differ,
about. I didn't put anything about referencing copulating in those. But anyway, we digress. First up, we've got Drake going to USD, and USD's favored by 20.5 at home.
USD.
Same.
Next pick.
I don't think it's gonna be close.
Models got Yotes by 20.2, so it will actually take Drake to cover. But I'll agree. I had seen some Drake fans online, some message boards, things like that, talking about, well, I don't expect us to go in there and win, but we're playing a lot better than we were at the start of the year. I think we could give them a little bit of a scare. And what they're overlooking in that is that USD is playing a lot better than they were at the start of the year.
Right.
And I think 3 scores is a pretty easy cover there.
But this game does have the opportunity of the funniest thing happening. So
It 100% does. And I just don't know. So I saw Travis Johansson was on one of the sports talk shows today, and he was talking about how, they were really close to being 10-1 in the FCS. And I would
were.
obviously referencing our game.
What's that? USD?
If was he talking about USD being 10-1? Or
Yes.
Oh, I thought he meant Drake. I was like,
No.
Really?
No, he was saying that
Okay.
USD could have been 10-1.
Okay.
And
So
I went
could've
and
we,
looked.
though.
That's what we could have too, but I went and looked at their scores, and I'm like, you're not wrong. However, they could have also been a lot worse with their record
They
because
could have been 6-6 too.
they beat Indiana State by 5, UNI by 3, UND by 5, SDSU by 7, and SIU by 2. So
Right.
you were close to 10-1. You were also close to like 6-5, 5-6.
I think USD. I think Johansson's biggest issue will be just making sure that the team doesn't overlook Drake.
Oh,
No,
period.
specific to this week. I think playoff wide is they like to play this brand of football where they play these intentionally close games, and that's just not smart against good teams. But luckily for them this week, Drake is not a good team, so it shouldn't be an issue.
Yep.
Right.
All right. So we were USD across the board. Did the model take USD too?
No, Model took Drake.
Model took
Fighting
Drake.
Gronowski's.
Well, the models. I don't. We should probably tail the model because it's been doing a lot better than us. But next up, we have CCU going to Rhode Island, and Rhode Island is a whopping 19.5-point favorite at home.
Rhode Island is 18.6 favorite per the model, so it's going to take CCSU to cover. And this is tough because Rhode Island is obviously a better team than an NEC team, but they haven't beat anyone good this year. Some of their games have been so-so. I mean, they lost to Brown. I don't know. That's such a gross spread to pick. Give me Rhode Island to win by like 14, so I'll take Central Connecticut State to cover.
I also don't like this spread, but Rhode Island of late has found an offense. Brought up by like Blue Bloods and everybody else was last year. Rhode Island almost lost to Central Connecticut State in the playoffs, but this Rhode Island team is much better offensively. So I'm going to take Rhode Island to cover on this one.
We'll give Alex a chance to get a game back here because I'm going to take Rhode Island as well. It's hard to tell how good Central Connecticut is, and I think they're not good, but they didn't play anybody this year, so it's really hard to tell. But I think they're going to really struggle with Rhode Island. But 20 points is a lot, so I can see it going either way.
I mean, I'm a big CAA hater, but when you get the NEC rep, you should win by 19.5.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we have Lamar going to Abilene Christian, and Abilene Christian is favored by 13.5 at home.
That is a lot of points. And I'm not saying that because I believe in Lamar or anything.
But they do have a defense.
Yeah, they have a really good defense, and I'm just checking really quick because I don't think anybody's really beat them by that much besides North Texas.
All right.
Yeah. They didn't lose. They haven't lost by 14 to anybody. So I am going to go ahead and take Lamar to cover in this game, even though I think Abilene Christian wins for sure. But I don't think it's very high scoring, and I think they win by like 10 instead of 14.
Yeah, I kind of agree with what you said. What Timothy Rosario, friend of the show, obviously saying in the comments, it could be a low scoring game. But as much as Lamar has a defense, Abilene Christian might have one of, if not the best offense in the playoffs outside of maybe Youngstown or Montana or NDSU. I would kind of put them towards that same level. So the model has Abilene Christian by 14.2. And I will agree. I will also take Abilene Christian to cover here. I think it doesn't necessarily even have to be high scoring. I could see like a 21-7 sort of final.
All right, we're going to give Alex a chance to flip the script here because I'm taking Lamar as well.
Right. I don't feel good because we've gone against the computer a bunch.
I don't like it either, but I'm just hoping we split him because if he hits them all, it's going to be bad. All right.
This first week of the playoffs really makes or breaks this.
100%. Because the number of games starts to dwindle down pretty quick.
Yeah. Ugh, I don't like that. No, I don't feel good. I don't feel
you want me to start reading the model spreads first to make it more fair since I know what they are?
I want to.
No, it's fine. I mean, I already made my picks. You can go look in the spreadsheet there and there.
You cheat as much as you want, Alex. You lost last year. It's okay. you still have to
I
deal
didn't
with
lose the model odds. I won last year.
That's right.
That's true.
Right.
That's true.
Right.
All
forgot about that.
Next up, we've got Illinois State going to Southeastern Louisiana University, and SLU is favored by 3.5 at home.
Whoa.
Yeah, model has Lions by 3.7. So it is going to take Southeastern to cover. And I'll disagree. I think Southeastern should have been in the playoffs. There were some people saying they should have been in the bubble. I don't. A team with 91 wins should never be on the bubble, unless you're like a Pioneer League team. Just my opinion there. But with that said, I don't think they can score with them. Their offense has been decent and their defense has been okay, but I think we're gonna have a Tommy Rittenhouse, Daniel Sopwith show, and it's Illinois State wins this one by a couple scores.
Yeah, sorry, Ben. I'm not spicy meatball on this one because Illinois State has proven to be kind of bipolar sometimes. And as I say that, Chris Howard comments which Redbirds are going to show up. But if you're going to give me points to Illinois State, and I'm not saying SLU's bad or anything like that. I just think Illinois State playing their best game is better than Southeastern's best game. So it is on the road, but I think Illinois State wins this one. I do think they're good enough to beat Southeastern.
Yeah, I'll take Illinois State on the road here. 3.5, I think, is a gift. I would bet Illinois State by 3.5, so I will definitely take them as the underdog here.
Agreed.
All right, next up we have Yale going to Youngstown State. The debut, part of the debut of the Ivy League in the FCS playoffs. Youngstown State is favored by 4. And I'll go first on this one. I'll take Youngstown State easy.
I don't know about easy. I think they win by a touchdown. This is a game that is going to be really fun to watch. I know Yale has a good defense and everything, and they did a great job shutting down Harvard. I just think shutting down Bo Brungard is it's different, man. Yeah, and I don't think there's anybody in the Ivy League that's comparable to him. I mean, I don't remember what show I was listening to, and they called Cole Payton the best dual threat in the FCS, and I would argue it's Bo Brungard. You want to talk a better player overall? Yeah, Cole Payton is the
Payton's a better
player.
Quarterback. Bo Brungard's a better football player.
Is just yeah, exactly. Yeah, he reminds me of the cat who played for Montana State, and he played quarterback one year, and then he ended up playing middle linebacker.
Troy Anderson.
Anderson, yeah, he plays for the Falcons now.
Which that moniker you just said, that he's a better quarterback, but Brungard is a better football player. They should put that tagline behind the Walter Payton Award so they remember what they're voting on. Because too many times, I mean, and Brungard's a quarterback, so it doesn't matter. But too many, if Brungard was a running back, Cole Payton would win the Walter Payton.
For those that maybe don't know, if we were catching some extracurricular fans, whatever, the Walter Payton Award, most of our audience knows, Walter Payton Award is the Heisman for FCS.
Right. Yep.
Not the best quarterback, but that's the way they vote on it lately anyway.
Sometimes there's questionable things, like for instance, leaving off the
best running back in the country.
Best running back in the Big Sky, which is the second or third best conference, and he wins offensive MVP for the conference. I don't know, some guy named Crazy Craig. And he put out a tweet, guys, I'm putting this out here for the trolls. They're just fucking idiots. These FCS fans are morons. I've been doing this since the dawn of time, and that's basically why I'm still here.
One of the Montana fans was trolling right back. He's like, can you just answer the question? Is it actually a committee that selects the finalist, or is it just you? And naturally, he didn't respond.
Yeah, no, it's Craig and Crazy Craig talking to each other. Kevin says the guy who chooses the finalists had one hell of a week. He's getting burnt. That's the worst ratio I've seen on FCS Twitter about FCS ever. You've got 6 likes and then 60 comments,
100 views.
330 retweets, all dunking on you. That's a tough day. But that was incredible. Anyways, I back on what we were going to pick. I think Bo Brungard is just with 1 week to Just Zach
Hey,
coming back
that's
with
a little
the knife
close
in
to
the back.
home
there.
Yeah, hey,
Jeez.
Zach McKinnell says as soon as I saw that tweet, I knew it was a wrap. It was 35-0 in the first quarter. Bad. That's
Man.
you know, man, you were just
Zing.
God, right in the nuts, right?
Yeah.
I think 1 week is not enough to prepare for Bo Brungard and be properly ready for him. And I think might have been Zimmer was talking about it with Gaskins on Nobody's Listening Anyway, where he said, you know, it's like Tommy Millot, like how do you, or maybe it was Zach McKinnell, I don't remember, but they said, how do you can't find someone on your scout team to replicate that guy.
No.
To prepare. Like you're not going to be able to replicate that guy. Like, what do you put a running back in there? Well, he's not going to be able to throw, and Bo Brungard can throw. Like he's not an awful quarterback. So, yeah, it's I'm going to take Youngstown State to cover by 7 to 10 points, but they make me nervous because Youngstown State has a propensity of
Playing down to their competition.
playing down to their competition,
Like they
laying
did
an egg
last
once
week.
in a while. Yeah, so. Well, that was historic for them to win there.
I get that. Yeah, I was
30
I was
years.
talking to some of the Youngstown guys. I was like, "You guys are happy about that game?" Like, we hadn't won there, and so I was like, "Yeah, but UNI is really, really bad this year."
Right.
Man, that would have been so embarrassing losing that game and missing the playoffs.
Right.
That would have been brutal. That would have been brutal.
That would have been awful for Brungard to not make the playoffs because of losing to UNI.
Right. Anyhow, Model has Youngstown by 3.95, so it's just barely actually going to take Yale to cover.
Dang.
But Brendan took the words right out of my mouth verbatim almost. Yale, as good of a defense and football team as they are, there's no one in the Ivy League they have seen that comes close to what they're going to see Saturday with Brungard. Give me Youngstown.
Yep. You guys mentioned all the reasons that I took Youngstown State. So next up, we've got Harvard going to Villanova, and Harvard is a favorite on the road of 2.5.
Give me Harvard on the road. First time in, got embarrassed twice. And they get, in my opinion, one of the, if you're going to take out like the NEC and Pioneer League teams, I think Villanova is up there for one of the easier teams to face in this first round, besides UNH. I am not sold on Nova in any way, shape, or form. I think Harvard is going to be, I mean, same thing for Yale. They'll be amped up because it's their first time in, but I think Harvard's also going to want to prove a point after getting embarrassed by Yale. So go ahead and give me Harvard to cover versus Nova.
Tim Rosario says, don't count out Yale and SLU Valley homers.
Look, we didn't say they're going to get killed here. Jeez.
Model has Nova by 0.5 point, so it will take Nova.
Oh, God, I picked against the Model again. Oh, God.
I'll fall in line with you guys, though. I haven't been impressed with Villanova this year. It's a bus trip for Harvard, so it's, Boston to Philadelphia. It's fairly easy travel. It's not like it's going to be a huge home field advantage. And as Kevin Marshall said, most interesting thing about this game is Christ's selected representative on earth is going to be watching an FCS playoffs game featuring an Ivy League school.
That's funny.
I have to say that considering I'm sitting in his home city right now. So
that's fair.
Love it. Yeah, I'll take Harvard as well. And I really hope, I talked about it on the B team, but I hope that Harvard can, at least Yale or Harvard can win, because I don't want the Ivy League to be seen as like a joke, going forward until they prove it in the playoffs.
Well, that's huge. They get 2 bids their first year they're eligible, right? So it's like one of those teams has to do a little damage to justify that.
Yep, you better win.
Oh yeah, it's huge. Not only in the national eye, but playoff selections going forward. I mean, it factors in for sure.
Yep. So Tim Rosario coming in with the best comment. Can we talk one more time about how horrendous the start times are for these games?
Yes.
They're unconscionable. It's so bad.
So lazy by the NCAA, especially since they're all on ESPN Plus this round. There's no TV games this round. Well, we're gonna make all of them start at noon local for easy travel, whatever. Piss off.
Yeah, and there's like no games where they're flying across the country to like in like if you had that concern, make them the early game. Ta-da!
Right.
Like it would have taken 3 seconds of thought process to make this easy travel for everybody, and figured like Drake USD could easily be the evening game because Drake's can bus home. Like
Right. There's no
You know-
reason that game couldn't kick off at 5, if not a little later. Drake would still be home by midnight.
Yeah.
right, in you've got East Coast games, you've got Central Time Zone games. You can spread these out a little bit without much of an issue. Have your early games be the East Coast games, have your later games, your mid-afternoon games be. Tell me you can't stagger these. Like you've got this slate. You could NCAA tournament style this and stagger them by an hour all the way through.
I was going to say, even if you did it NFL Sunday style and have the East Coast games start at noon Central and the Central Time Zone games start at 3:30.
Yeah. It's
Yep.
real stupid.
Yep, it would be hard. Would be hard, but they said, "Oh, it's so every team gets back in time." Like, really, come on, like, come on.
Well, it's like
You don't care when
starting. I don't know what. Like
it doesn't matter when ESPN says they want to have a game on Friday night, so a team gets an extra night of rest over the other ones, and then
Right.
so then it doesn't matter.
In the later rounds where it matters more.
Right,
They got games starting at 10 o'clock Eastern time.
right.
Yeah.
Like,
What are we doing?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's awful. Like nobody's going to be able to watch these games the way they deserve to be watched, because if you are going to a game like we are, like all the games are going to be done. We're gonna have to do rewatches.
You're
just to
checking scores
really know
and
what
stains, except not really because you're wearing gloves.
right.
Which by the way, the games in Villanova and Rhode Island are road trips for whereas New Hampshire's flying to get here. New Hampshire's game starts at 1 p.m. Eastern and they're flying.
Right.
So it's
So have that
you
one
didn't
start
make
later.
it even. Like
No.
you still didn't do it.
Yeah, you still gave them a
messed it
slight
up.
rest disadvantage.
Yeah, somehow you managed to, under what you claimed, do it wrong anyways. Congratulations.
All right. We should add where's the men's
I
stream?
saw that.
Coach Steve would find a way, Brendan. This is why you shouldn't have a vote. Coach Steve snorts straight black tar heroin and then he fills out his vote. If anybody's
For those
wondering.
that don't know, Coach Steve was a voter in the Red Shirts poll along with Brendan and I until he got kicked out for his ballots being notoriously bad.
No, it was because he overtly called Jamie Williams racist for being a stat post voter after he questioned his vote. And then he got ran. Like
That didn't help.
he got ran by everybody and then ended up blocking everybody. And yeah,
James was like, you can't do that.
yeah, he's like, what are you doing, man? Lauren Bell asks, are cowbells allowed in the playoffs? You know,
You know.
You got extra layers of clothes. Just saying that muffles noise if you have it in an inside pocket. With the way our security's been, just don't empty that pocket because they demand you empty your
My
pocket.
wife's claim to fame is getting a rum chata in, a whole bottle of rum chata in for a cold weather game. So you may as well bring a couple cowbells along with your bottle of rum chata.
Love it. You guys should come sit over by me. We should have our own little section.
You know, I'm not going to be here. Unfortunately,
by us where the hard hat hammers are and be wild.
I'll be honest though, I don't like the game from that view. I like
I like our seats way better, Ben.
Yeah, I like being a little higher up. Yeah, I really do.
Fair enough.
Anyway,
be
we digress. Yeah, Chris Howard said NCAA clowns. Yes, like I said on the other show, this makes me want that third party to get the playoffs, even though I don't necessarily think it would be a good idea. but it just like if I don't know if they can at least, because you know if they were in a model trying to make money on it, you would never do this.
No,
and so,
absolutely not.
Yeah, and with the NCAA being all about cutting costs, and then like part of cutting costs could also be making more money on the playoffs. But anyway, I digress. Next up, well, yeah. By the way, the Harvard thing, yes, the Ivy League. The other reason it's so big is because they don't play out of conference games, and so like, how are you going to prove that you're good enough to be in the play to have 2 bids in the playoffs, other than winning one of these games? There's no there's no other way to prove it.
Great.
So
That's
so
just-
much rides on it.
Oh, you beat NEC teams for the 30th straight year. Congratulations.
Right.
Anyway,
So Kevin says it's bullshit. Y'all don't sit together. Well,
Okay,
we all
so
got season
Ben and I
tickets
had
at
our
different
seats
times to
before we were
different
part of
people.
the group. It's part of the deal.
We all did.
yeah, we all did.
Yeah, we all did. And
Yeah,
and
because the
I
Dana's
love-
older than this show.
I love my goal line seats. If I'm going to be analytical, I'll rewatch the game. But I totally get what you guys are saying.
Yeah,
for
and
the view of what's happening, it's yours is
Well,
better.
you can't see down by the student section from where you guys are at. I mean, you can because there's not a bad seat in the Dana, but it's not the same.
100%
Right.
atmosphere wise, yes, I agree that like being down on row 1, there's nothing that beats it.
Yeah.
I agree with that. But
And how, you know what? None of you guys got the kicker to move his net to the other end of their bench because he
Hey.
couldn't take it anymore. We did.
Exactly.
Podfather's gonna dock me money, but I was in the student section for the infamous short dick UNI game, as was my dad. That was Dad's weekend.
all right, with
I mean,
that
we get in trouble
we
sometimes.
we move on. All right, next up, we have 2 more games left. UND goes to Tennessee Tech, and this game is a pick'em. So we'll see how much of a Valley homer we are.
The model has UND by 2.8, and UND on the road against a good team and a really good defense, and their offense has struggled lately. No, give me Tennessee Tech all day.
Man, either me or the model are going to have their worst week ever because
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Tennessee Tech in a pick'em game. UND is a good team, but they haven't figured out how to win yet in big games and in big moments. And they're also going to be recovering emotionally from what just happened to them.
And they thought they were done, so they may have some resurgence there, but
Right. You know, I'm sure you get a boost there, but Tennessee Tech should be pissed off. I do think they're a pretty good team, although of late they haven't been as dominant as they were to start the season. But in a pick'em, I'm going to go with the home team. So give me Tennessee Tech. Thankfully, you know, again, thanks to the NCAA, UND has plenty of time to get home afterwards, so they don't have to stress about that.
Right. I will take Tennessee Tech as well. I don't trust UND at this point. I wasn't. I don't want to say I wasn't impressed by them in playing against us, but they didn't look like a team that is ready to go on the road and win a playoff game against a team that's got a good defense. And that's what Tennessee Tech has. And so I will go Tennessee Tech.
Where's Brian Thompson? I need his SOS comment. It's got to be coming. I know he's in a hotel right now because his tire blew out on his truck, so he's just hanging around. He's got nothing better to do. Where's the strength of schedule, Brian?
His
What's
comment about what?
Strength of schedule. It's his favorite thing.
Oh,
yeah. Tennessee Tech has their strength schedule's admittedly bad. That probably played a factor in the seeding conversation, but they still got screwed on that deal.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no shit. So yeah, give me Tennessee Tech. Why not? The hell?
Sounds good. Me too. All right. Last up,
Ben, we're past 30 minutes, by the way.
I know we are. We're gonna wrap it up here. New Hampshire comes to town. SDSU is favored at home by 10.5.
Model has good guys by 16.5, so it's going to take them to cover. And this is just such a hard game to pick. Because of the weather, that's probably going to make it pretty low scoring. And it's Brian says, well, the strength of schedule of my tires was horrible.
You can't look that up before you buy, buddy.
New Hampshire's in this weird spot where we've been for about half the year too, where they want to run the ball, but they're probably better at throwing it. But I definitely think our run defense is better than theirs. And I like even as banged up it is, our offensive line and our running backs versus theirs. gosh, 10.5's a lot, but I'll have faith. The way they ran the ball against UND, which is one of the top rushing defenses in the country, really, really has me encouraged by what they can do against the New Hampshire team, especially if it's going to be snowing and blowing tomorrow. So give me the good guys as well.
Right on. So Kevin Marshall says those weren't SoCon tires. I would argue they were, because they blew it about 3/4 of the way when they would have made it easily, and then they blew it when they shouldn't have. I think if we stick with what was working with the run game, with those type of more gap power calls and pound juice in the boys and the weather. I saw a lot of comments about UNH with their shirts off. People forget UNH is a very northern school. They're like that is southern school activities.
There's more moose than people there.
Right. Yeah. Their rival is Maine. So
right.
That clues you in on how the weather is in New Hampshire. So I don't think weather as far from that perspective will matter, but I do think
it doesn't give us an advantage. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Brendan, but I don't ever think weather gives us an advantage, honestly, because it's cold for us too. As much as we act like it's not or whatever.
No, it's an advantage. It is.
The weather's an advantage because whichever team gets down, you just want to be done. It doesn't matter if you're used to it or not. When it's cold,
no,
you just want to be done.
You're such a Nebraskan. Oh my God, no! I've seen. I think it. You're right. It's cold for both teams, but when you're used to it and embrace it, when you live in it every day, it is different than the teams that are not living in it. And every hit hurts a little more. Everything is a little tougher, sucks a little bit more when bad things happen. Like you said, it makes teams fold eventually, but I do think it's more than just that. It's a little bit more than just that. I don't think it wins games. I don't think like if it's a 3-point game at the end of the game, you're not winning because it was cold weather at home. Like that's not how that works either. I agree with you there. But I do think it does. When you live in it, it helps, and you can practice in it and everything else, but not against New Hampshire. They're a cold weather team. But I think if we stick with the run game that was working the way it was, I'm leaning towards, I think Chase plays, just so they can get him some reps and get into a little bit of a rhythm. And honestly, if it's him or Jack, both of those guys have big enough arms that if it is windy, nasty weather, I still feel pretty good about us in the weather compared to New Hampshire, because New Hampshire doesn't get the wind that we do. That's the big separator. And we've seen that affect northern CAA teams before, like when Albany came out, where that was a problem for them. So I'm going to pick SDSU to cover in this one. I kind of like the matchup. So, and I like the vibe of the team and the wave that they're riding. So give me the Jacks to cover.
Yeah, when I think about it, I really like how we ended the season. We talked about it on the B team, but how it was almost if you were able to choose it, it was better to win the UND game than it was going to be to win the Illinois State game if you had to choose one. And I think that sorry, Kevin's comment made me laugh. He said, somebody alert McFeelings that Thump thinks Mason will play. Yeah, I'm sure they'll love to.
Well, like Zimmer said in the clip you retweeted from the Gaskins show, like, what are you talking? Like, there are a lot. I've been at all these practices and I've been reporting this. They're just mad because they were wrong.
Right.
That's why they're like, the whole week I'm listening to him for the NDSU game. Like, oh, he's going to play no matter what. Like,
right.
He's going to play. He's going to play for sure. Like,
and Dan never said that.
And nobody, I love my NDSU fan friends, but there's no fan base that thinks they know more about the SDSU program and the inner workings of it than an NDSU fan. They will tell you they have the inside scoop of what this is what's happening all the time. And they are just so confident in every time. Like, I would never be confident in knowing exactly what's happening in NDSU, but all the time I'll give these people. yeah, I was told this, and I know it's like, do you though? Do you?
Well, my nephew's uncle works at the co-op in Sisseton, and
Right.
But yeah, I think that that win was what SDSU needed. I think this team needed some confidence. I think it needed to remember that when it gets down in a game, it can come back and win it. I think they're going to have a ton of confidence heading into the playoffs, and I like how they match up against New Hampshire. I think our running game has a good day. I think the O-line has another good day. And I'll take us by, 14-20.
Now we need a team to go out and back it up, baby. It's going to
That's
be
right.
the last tailgate of the.
It's so weird that the game's only like 14 hours away.
Oh my
Right.
god! Yeah, it's right here, right now. Yeah, exactly. We're
We
so
rarely,
hey, last Friday show we did was the overtime win against USD last year, so maybe it's good mojo.
right. Well, and
That's
it's
where
funny.
we met Mayor Cole.
That's right. That's right. Well, and it's funny because we don't talk about other players who've gone where or whatever very often. But I was watching the Iowa game to watch Mark, and you heard the announcers on there went, "Yeah, Mark was talking about how he was excited to play in this game because he always had a bye that week, so he could watch the game." And they're like, "Geez, humble brag a little bit there, Gronowski," but
Right.
it was true. It's kind of weird to have a Thanksgiving week game.
First time in 4 years.
Yeah, first time in 4 years.
Only the third time in the last 12 or 13. So
So the new season and run can start now. Every game this team wins, they will get a little bit healthier and they'll be a little bit hotter. And this bracket doesn't play out where you have to go South Dakota, East Coast, West Coast, Mountain Time Zone. It's just SDSU, then it is Mountain, which is only an hour, and then it would be
Central or East
Eastern.
Coast.
It would be Eastern probably, and then it would be
Or
Mountain
Vermilion.
again. Yeah, or Vermilion. I don't think they're
We'll
winning
get to that next week.
Mercer. I don't think they're winning against Mercer.
Well,
Or not.
then
Yeah, Mercer. No. Yes. Yeah. Jesus.
the last
I don't know
one
why
wouldn't
I
be
know about
Mountain. It'd be Central. I think Nacogdoches is Central time.
That's right. You picked SFA. Shit.
No, to qualify my bracket pick on the B team, I was laying out the path that if SDSU were to make that run, that is how it would have to happen, because it would be incredibly hard to go through the path of the first 3 games and then go to Bozeman.
Oh yeah,
dude,
dude.
Going to Missoula and Bozeman in the same offseason would be nuts.
That's what I'm saying. So
Well,
I
and-
laid out the path that is feasible for SDSU to reach a championship.
So I'm curious on your guys' take on this, I guess, since we're going an hour anyways.
We're going 54 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
First
Well, I'm
game.
curious on your take on this. Oh God, I didn't have the baby monitor up. We're okay. Ariel's sleeping. I saw someone comment before when I think it was Sam Herder's prediction of the bracket was out, and it had us on the Montana State side, and they said, "Well, at least you're avoiding Fargo," and I'm like,
I'd rather
is going
get-
through Missoula and Bozeman better than going to Fargo?
No,
I
I
mean-
would have rather had an easier second round game and gotten Fargo. Mostly because I think winning in Fargo or Bozeman is going to be a tall order. Not impossible,
Right.
but a very tall
Right.
order.
Yeah.
And
I think,
so for that fact, I would have rather been going to, once again, not that would be easy, but Bethlehem or Tarleton next week. But that's not reality, unfortunately.
right. I mean, yeah, I think to your point, you're going to be a huge underdog in Bozeman or Fargo, so you might as well get the easier path to there.
Right. All right. With that, we do need to end it. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. And I hope to see a bunch of people at the game tomorrow. I will be there as long as it's not too dangerous to get there. But hopefully we'll see a lot of you there bundled up and ready to have a good time.
And everyone
I'll
needs
be
to
there.
cheer twice for me. So
You bet, brother. We got you covered there. I'll be there. I don't have the apocalypse zombie bumper for nothing. We're getting up to that goddamn
Right.
game.
Yeah. All right. Well, the Chris Howard's got us covered tonight. Now that since Jim's not here,
You did the innovative engineering read, right?
Yes.
I did. We're
Okay.
good. As Chris said, as we always say, go big, go blue,
Go
Go
Jack.
Jacks.